Alright, so, for our new citizens out there, let's get started.
Welcome to Total Corruption Gaming with your host Eric Talon87 to Star Citizens, a new citizen. Let's get started.
Cookie joke. Okay. So, you get past creating your character, and you're logging into Star Citizen for the very first time. So we got this loading screen going, and you wake up in Port Olisar. Wait for yourself to load in. Usually I give it a count to 5 or 6 to make sure the floor has streamed in, and now we can crawl out of bed either by pressing W or double tapping Y. In this case, I'm going to double tap the Y. And here we are. Here's our character in his, well, pajamas. So, first off, welcome to the Star Citizen universe. Glad you could join us. You get started, you don't start off with much. Now, I have more credits, of course, than when most people start. But the average starting credits for a new player is going to be 10,000 credits right now. This is in Alpha 3.7.1. So, just pretend here this is going to be 10,000 credits. This is how you're starting out. And you will start out with this Odyssey undersuit, with the Odyssey helmet here, and with your torso, arms, and legs empty, because these Odyssey helmets are only 10%. The undersuit is only 10% damage reduction. So you don't have a lot of protection, you don't have a lot of credits, and you don't have a lot of fashion. For weapons, you simply start off with this Arclight sidearm, which is more or less a fine weapon for close quarter self-defense. And then under utilities, you will have a med pen and a single oxygen pen. Of course, I have more, but just pretend you just have one for now. So to start off with, make sure your medical pen and your oxygen pen are both equipped. Make sure your helmet's on, and we are ready to venture forth. One of the reasons why you want to make sure your helmet is on all the time is because even inside the station and on planets, every once in a while you will encounter areas that don't have oxygen or have less oxygen. And until this becomes more reliable, it's best simply to keep your helmet on. Plus, at the time of the making of this film, if I take my helmet off at this point, the text is not coming up, so I can't even give an emo or tell my character to do anything. You just do not have any heads-up display information about what's going on around you. If you want to stay informed with what's going on in the server, or just, watch the local chatter, it's best to keep a helmet on, both for your character's safety and just to stay informed. So, we'll put our helmet back on. Okay, and whenever you go to equip something, you'll click on it. It'll appear on your character, and if you're happy with that setup, you must say, Save Changes in Equipment. If you don't do that, then any modifications you do will not be saved. So now immediately, we can now see global chat here, and we can just see what people are yammering on about, and it's a good way to, just watch what people are doing. So we're going to make our way downstairs, and we're going to go to a few stores and buy equipment for our character. Now, equipment is not mandatory. You could, if you so desire, simply walk through these doors and call up your ship, and away you go. However, your attire will mark you as a new person, and if you would like something different, purchasing new equipment is the way to go. So these are the stairs we came down right here. We're under them. We just turned to the left, turned all the way around, and walked over here. The first place we're going to visit on Port Olitzar is Gravity Defense. Alright. So, they have some various models here where you can... I'm going to turn off chat for now. Where you can kind of walk up and look and get a little bit of an idea.
We just got a few new items.
Okay, well, no problem. Thanks, buddy. Alright, those guys never shut up, so I'm not going to talk to them every time, but...
Hey, back again, I see. Welcome.
So you can look at the arms, you can look at the
Feel
chest
free to take
rig,
a look
you
around.
can look
We
at
got
the
a pretty good
legs,
selection.
you can look at the helmets. In addition to that, there are the undersuits. In all sorts of, there's this undersuit in white. This is like kind of civilian. This is the somewhat military style armors and things. So there's a store in a nutshell. Not that big of a deal. So we'll go over here to
Hey,
the
back
Gravity
again, I see.
Defense
Welcome.
panel. Hold down the F key as in Foxtrot. Click
Feel
our
free to
left
take a look
mouse
around.
button.
We got a pretty good
You
selection.
already own an undersuit. So, as far as function goes, an undersuit is not necessary at this
See
point.
anything you like?
And an undersuit is about
Hi,
1,000
Good to have you back.
extra credits. And if you're trying to keep a close budget, you gotta be careful about the extras you get. So I'm gonna jump right into just a few very basic recommendations. These recommendations are just very general and can be modified to any player's preference. We're gonna start with the legs of the character. So here's your heavy armor sets.
We just got a few new items in, so...
And heavy armor is
Hi,
40%
good to have you
reduction. Medium armor is 30% reduction. And light armor is 20% reduction. One of the recommended armor sets, the first piece of armor set to purchase, is the Lynx armor set for the legs of your character. What sets this armor piece apart is the fact that it looks like a normal pair of work pants. Unlike a lot of the other armor pieces, which are made up of solid-looking plates, these ones actually have a cloth upper with the shin guard. The different colors of the Lynx legs are simply the different colors of the highlights of the shin guard. The rest of the armor piece remains the same, and it is a nice neutral alpha green with some gray. So, give you an idea. So here's with them unequipped, you just, look kind of like you just woke up and you're in your pajamas. You go to equip them. Okay, save changes. And I have, in this case, the Twilight, which is a really deep, like midnight or twilight blue. But there. Now it actually looks like you're, dressed and ready to go. And if this is the only thing you buy, again, your character already looks 100% better. And you actually have the beginnings of an outfit. So, if for nothing else but for fashion, this is recommended. The Lynx leggings provide 20% armor. This added on top of your suit means you have a 30% armor reduction, which is a very good start, and you've only spent 700 credits. And the fashion of your character is greatly improved. Again, if you have like a female character, there's plenty of purples and pinks. This piece of armor never seems to go out of style, because no matter what heavier armors or more protection you get, whenever you want to go to the bar and hang out with friends and look semi-normal, you can equip this piece of armor, and paired with the different undersuits, you can actually look like you're far closer to casual dress than any other piece of armor. For example, the undersuit I currently have doesn't look that casual for casual dress. It still looks kind of space suitish, for lack of a better term. But if we were to equip, but as you can see, if we were to equip a different undersuit and take off the helmet, well, we kind of look like, you know, we just came in from the workplace, took off our jacket, and we're just sitting down with our friends. So this is what makes the Lynx leggings just a timeless piece of armor. Alright, we covered that, let's move on. Next piece of armor we're going to look at will be the arms. In this case, we're going to go back down to the Lynx lineup, and for a mere $3.99 more, we can equip our character with 20% damage reduction to the arms. So we have our Lynx base. This strap remains the same. The color is down here and up here, on the wrists and on the shoulders. There you go. Kind of see where it changes. So it looks like you have a little bit of a gauntlet or data pad on your arms, but the undersuit still comes out very nice and clearly. You still look fairly casual when you want to look casual. And again, it's a very inexpensive and timeless piece of armor. So for starting out, these are great options that you can always use no matter how much armor or protection you get. Whenever you want to tone things down, it's nice to be able to do so. When it comes to torso armor, the options are a little more open. Since during casual meetups with friends, when you want to look like a civilian, you'll generally take your torso armor off anyway. When it comes to torso armor, the Orc Mark V is a nice series with lots of colors. The waistline comes down to meet the Lynx leggings very nicely, so there's not a large crop top gap in between the two armor pieces, which is the case in some, like the MacFlex cores have this big old crop top gap in between the two pieces, which, you know, if that doesn't bother you, then that's fine. But I can't stand that, so I generally steer clear of armor that has that effect. The Lynx cores are the same, it's just a chest piece with a large gap between the top and bottom. There is one unique torso armor piece called the rucksack. So when it comes to torso armor, one of the best items to purchase is the MacFlex rucksack core. It's only light armor, but it gives you a cargo capacity of 12 SPU, whereas most other armor chest plates only have 1 or 2 SPUs. This is good for any type of gathering, any type of FPS gathering. It's also very good for FPS mining, and it is a highly recommended item. So that's one of the first things you should purchase. At this point, you already own an Odyssey 2 Helmet Alpha. It has a 10% damage reduction, which is not very much, but you can venture off into the world with it and have a lot of fun adventures. If you're going to be doing FPS mining, it is recommended you purchase a more substantial helmet as soon as you can afford it. A light helmet will only cost 1,300 credits and will double the protection to the critical area of your character's head. In this example, we have purchased a field recon helmet, which will put us down by 1,300 credits. Or in more general terms, we have purchased a single light piece of armor for our legs, our arms, and our head. For our torso, we have purchased a rucksack, which is more expensive than a normal piece of light armor, but is a great investment in making money in the near future. With our character thus equipped, we have gone from an initial 10,000 credits to 4,500 credits.
This has been Star Citizen, a new citizen, with your host, Eric Talon 87, on Total Corruption Gaming.